The All Progressives Congress in Benue State has for some time been embroiled in a crisis, at the center of which are Governor Alia and Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume. Last week, the governor inaugurated a factional state working committee of the party in the state. However, recent efforts to restore peace between the two men seem to have yielded a positive outcome with the intervention of the paramount ruler of the Tiv Nation, His Royal Majesty James Ayase. On Easter Monday, Governor Alia and Senator Akume took part in a peace meeting at the traditional ruler's palace and embraced at the end in a rare display of public affection. While Napoleon Itache is a lawyer and member of the Benue State chapter of the All Progressives Congress, we have him back on the program to discuss the terms of this reconciliation and how enduring the peace can be. Good to have you on Newsday. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you.
Well, I would like to know a bit more, about this reconciliation that has been brokered by the Tiv Traditional Council between the Benue State Governor and the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Do you know the terms, of the reconciliation?
Yeah, thanks for having interest in Benue affairs. There has been infighting between the Benue State Governor, Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia, and the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, former Governor of the state, Distinguished Senator George Akume, and the party structure, the APC party structure in the state. We've been having that infighting that the National Working Committee of the party at the national level attempted severally to broker peace. But it appeared that those attempts did not yield the desired result until recently on Monday, the 1st of April. That was our April gift. While other persons were having April Fool, but we had an April gift wherein the Tiv, His Royal Majesty Professor James Ayase, invited the two dramatis personae in the person of the governor and the SGF to his palace in the faraway Boko. They all heeded the invitations and they promised to the path of peace so that there could be meaningful development in Benue State. That was what they promised. We are all keenly watching to see the outcome of their promises. The governor has a huge role to play in making sure the peace will return to the political space so that the atmosphere will not be unduly charged as it is currently. The SGF too, being the highest ranking political leader in Nigeria from Benue State today, is like the father of all the political leaders in the state. He also has a role to play, but bulk of the role is expected from the governor. Yeah, the Tiv simply instructed or advised the duo to give peace a chance and also advise them to prevail on their supporters, their appointees, their cabinet members, not to unduly overheat the police duty, and also issues of insults, altercations, derogatory remarks, press release upon press release, social media, negative social media activism. The Tiv also advised the duo to prevail on their supporters to sheath the sword so that there will be a reconciliation so as to pave way for peace. And then it's when we have peace that we can talk of development. When the mind is poisoned, most likely that will tell on the actions of a person. So the steps taken by the Tiv, in fact, is laudable. It's indeed living up to his responsibility as a paramount ruler of the Tiv Nation, and by extension too, one of the paramount rulers of the Benue state. And one of their mandates is to ensure peace in the land. That is what exactly he has done. So it's commendable. It's now up to the political actors to see whether they are going to implement the good advice of the Totif. We are watching and we are waiting.
All right, Napoleon, we are also watching as well. But let me ask you this. Both Governor Alia and Senator Akume earlier said they had no rift, but blamed the crisis within the party on political jobbers. What exactly are they trying to say there, you think?
Yeah, it's very difficult for most politicians to accept the obvious. And for a reverend father who is now our governor to make such a comment, then it's not too good. Because as a man of God, directly from the pulpit before becoming the governor, it's expected that he tells the truth at all times. For him to say there are no rift between him and the SDF, that is not the gospel truth. If there were no rifts, so why were they before the Totif on the 1st of April? If there were no rift, then you cannot talk of reconciliation. So I am not saying the Reverend Father, who is our governor, is lying, but what he said is not, wasn't the perfect picture. As one of the political players in the state, I know there are rifts. Rifts to the extent that they have even dragged themselves to court. As at the last count, there were series of litigations amounting to about 9 cases instituted by the appointees and the loyalists of the governor against the party leadership in the state. So how can the governor simply say there are no rifts? There are indeed rifts. The party members and the party structures are bittered. They are angry with the way the government is carrying on with the administration. Upon assumption, they have alleged that he has completely neglected the structure, which is the party, that made him the governor. Remember, this is going to be his first political outing in his life ever. Throughout his lifetime, he has always been on the pulpit preaching the good news. So he became a governor by virtue of an existing party structure. And then there are allegations, serious allegations at all quarters, that the moment he was declared the winner, he turned his back against all persons who stood their ground with their blood and sweat to make sure he became the governor. So there are indeed rifts, and it is because there are rifts. Even the National Working Committee is also aware of the issues. I'm also aware that at a point the National Working Committee even had to place call directly to the governor to the part of peace, which he promised that he was going to do what is expected of him, but we didn't see that came to fruition. And then the crisis again resumed, which also made the National Working Committee about a week ago to write to the persons involved in Benue State. They also copied the governor that all the suits, all the litigations in court instituted by his loyalists and appointees be withdrawn, so that the internal dispute resolution mechanisms will be deployed. As we speak, those suits have not been withdrawn. It is only the suit that was instituted by the state chairman, the APC state chairman of the party, Comrade August Nagada. It was only Comrade August Nagada that complied with that directive of the National Working Committee. The governor and his men and his people are yet to comply, even though the 7-day timeline given by the National Working Committee has elapsed since last week, Wednesday. As we speak, there are matters numbering more than 8 are still pending in court. So there are issues, and it's high time we accept the reality, the better for us. It's when you accept that there's a challenge that you can even provide solutions. So, and if it is best for all persons, including the governor, and myself sitting here, that we took,
Yes, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but for the sake of time, we have to get in as much questions as we can. Earlier you talked about party structure, about the governor neglecting party structure, and I'd like you to clarify, a bit on that. Are you talking about godfatherism, that sometimes shackles the governor from fulfilling his campaign promises? You talked about, him jettisoning the people that stood by him for him to win the election. And I'm wondering if winning election is about rewarding those who stood by you or about providing service to the people. Can you clarify that for me, please?
Yeah, I love this question. When people talk about godfatherism, I see the concept of godfatherism is demonic. Godfatherism emanated from the Roman Catholic doctrine, and which our governor today is a reverend father of the Roman Catholic faith. So the concept of godfatherism is nothing demonic. It's not evil. So if you are talking about godfatherism, is our governor a godson? If there is no godson, then there cannot be godfather. That is not what we are saying. Persons participated in the electoral processes. Some persons gave up their valid political interest so that the governor could emerge. It is expected that those persons should be allowed to participate in the governance. It will not be good for those who labored for a government to emerge, to be pushed aside, while the complete enemies, complete strangers, and I'm be the one calling the shots. It doesn't take good. Everywhere, political loyalty deserves political patronage. Everywhere, not only in Nigeria, elsewhere. And I challenge anybody to tell me otherwise.
But, I'm just
political
wondering,
loyalty also deserves political patronage.
I'm just wondering then, if we are now measuring interest, where exactly does the interest of the people of Benue State come into play here? Because from what I'm hearing, it seems it's just about, the interest of a few people, of a few powerful forces within the APC, that are at play here. Where does the interest of the people of Benue State come into this equation?
Thanks for this question. Every other person that is complaining are all members and indigenes of Benue State. They are not from Zamfara, they are not from Sokoto, they are not from Moon, they are not from Pluto, they are all from Benue State, including myself seated here in the studio. I am not powerful. I am also from Benue State. And he is my governor today. He's holding my mandate. So will I be wrong for me to demand that, oh, Mr. Governor, you are with my mandate, I want to participate? Such a request, is it a valid request? The answer is yes. So we cannot throw the request to participate in governance. Are there no commissioners in Benue? Who are they? Where are they from? Are there no advisors? Are there no PAs and different appointees of boards? Those are persons that are supposed to serve the Benue people. It is the composition and that is the issue. And another dimension to this is the attempt by the Honorable Governor to destroy the ladder with which he climbed to power. The ladder is the All Progressive Congress, which is the party. Series of attempts, suspension, unlawful suspensions here and there, constitution of parallel and factional escorts here and there, in defiance of the National Working Committee of the party. So if there was no APC in place, how would they have won the election? Through the pulpit? The answer is no. In Nigeria today, no matter how popular you are, you must contest through an existing political party. There is no yet a room for independent candidacy. So it is expected that he respect and maintain the same structure through which he emerged. If he may not need it tomorrow or in future, others will need it. So it is others that will need the structure that are also not happy with him, with the way he's carrying on. Because if APC is destroyed today, he may not be affected. He will simply go back to his pulpit and continue his gospel of preaching the good news. But others who also have the political ambitions would be adversely affected. So there are series of dimensions. This one has nothing to do with godfatherism. It has nothing to do with the powerful persons coming together. The National Assembly caucus from the Benue State have also raised issues, times with time number. They have even addressed the world, which your Arise TV is also part of it. They are not hungry people. They are senators, they are House of Rep members. But they are also raising genuine concerns because they are also our representatives. They represent some persons. What they are saying are the complaints of the people. Let the governor listen. He must listen. This is not a pulpit where whatever a reverend father says is yes, father. No, this is pure democracy. Every person, every government must have its own fair share. Every government and every segment of the society must be given a room to have his or her own fair share. So we have gone past the era of yes, father, where whatever a governor does is unquestionable. Whatever a governor does, all we can say is just yes, father. No, it is not obtainable in this era. It's a governor and a governor of the people. So the people have the right to say no. Our governor, the direction you are taking, we are not happy with it. It is the people that are protesting, the Benue people.
Indeed, indeed. Napoleon Itache, APC chieftain, of course, for Benue State, and also a legal practitioner. We'd like to thank you for your thoughts on that issue.